Okay, so first up it says that using a green marker, draw a green arrow pointing to where most of the scores on a test would fall. Okay, tip, this is the tallest part of the bell curve because this is where most kids are going to fall somewhere in between 70 and 90%. And you'll see here that we have three, right? That's 3 out of 5 of our test scores are falling in between that bell. Okay, next up, we are going to use a red marker to draw an arrow at both the lowest and the highest scores within that data set. Okay, so we have a 32 over here, and over here on the positive side, we have a 90 and a 99. 99 being the highest. And while we're here, let's go ahead and give our mean, median, and mode a blue line going down the middle, which is at the 0 point of the blank bell curve. Okay? So remember, the mean, the median, and the mode all fall on the 0 of a normal curve. Let's not forget that we said 99.7 of our scores fall within the bell curve. That leaves us with 2 of our scores off the charts, or what we call outliers. Outliers are scores that fall outside of those 3 jumps of the standard deviation. That is, they fall outside of the bell-shaped distribution and are therefore off the chart. And in this case, our outlier scores are a 32 and a 99. Number 6 says the median is a number that falls in the middle of a data set. So if this class has 5 students, we find the median by looking at the scores: 32, 59, 78, 78, 90, and 99. Because we have an odd set of numbers, we would take the 2 in the middle, 78 plus 78, and divide by 2. 78 plus 78 added together gives us 164 divided by 2 equals 78. When it comes to the mode is the number that occurs most often in a data set. Here we have to highlight in orange, or take an orange marker and circle the mode. We know that the mode is the number that occurs most often in a data set. In this case, 32, 59, 78, 78, 78, 90, and 99. So our most occurring number there is obviously a 78. Okay, so for number 8, it asks us to look at the mean. Of course, we know that the mean is the average score of the data set. Our scores here, 32 plus 59 plus 78 plus 78 plus 78 plus 90 plus 99 equals 514. We divide that by the numbers in the set, which is 7, equals 73.4. So here's the big question. Of those 3 numbers, the median, the mode, and the mean, which is probably most impacted by a super high or a super low test score? I'm really hoping you see that that was the mean. Okay, so we're going to highlight that in aqua. Now let's start over. And let's say that we have an exam where the average score on the exam is an 85 plus or minus 5 points for most AP students across the country. That would mean on a negatively skewed graph, all of the outliers, whether negative or positive, would be over here on the 0.03 off the charts part of the bell curve. That's where we're going to focus, as we're going to blow this up and magnify it to look more closely at that data for our 10 students who have a lot of outliers on either the positive side or the negative side of the average bell curve of most other students in the country that took this AP exam, scored between a 70 and 100. Okay, so let's take a look at that data set now. Now let's just say we're in an AP psychology class with 10 students, and the scores on our first exam are 5, 10, 12, 18, 0, 75, 85, 92, 96, and 100. I want you to highlight in pink, put a big giant pink circle around which of the following skew graphs below is showing this data. I'm hoping that you chose this one over here, which is our negative skew. I'm hoping that you'll see that this data here is this 0.03 because these are off the chart. You can't, if you were to put a magnifying glass up to this 0.03 over here, then you would see this data that's not showing here because it's too small, right? So this shows that magnified so that you can tell what the data skew is, which in this case, we already said, is negatively skewed from all these low test scores. Okay, because if you look over here and see our data set that was so skewed all underneath the average of the bell curve lower than a grade of 70, this would be that blown up right here. Just a picture of it being pulled all the way to the left because of those low numbers. Now let's say we're in the same AP class with 10 students, but the scores reflect the retake with the extra credit scores from our first exam, and now they are 38, 59, 79, 79, 82, 83, 105, 105, 110, and 110. Okay, they're shown in red here up on the number line, the second round of scores. So now you should be taking a big green circle and showing the positive skew that has now happened with all these much better scores, right? So these down here are going to be these numbers here, blown up, magnified. Hope that makes sense. If you got that, you got this. Bye now.